Hey guys, how you doing? How's it going? All right, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to come. So this is Aurora Berilius, and she's an avicular versicolor. So when she was born, she was actually metallic blue, which is super duper cool, right? And then look at her now. She has she's super green on the top, like a metallic green, and then she has pink and red and purple, all kinds of things. But she is classified as an arachnid, which we're going to talk a little bit more when we have a couple more people here. Look at that. How cool is that? Pretty neat, right? She's really, really fast because she's arboreal, which means she lives up in the trees, right? She lives all the way up in the trees. Whoa, where you going, babe? That's what's going on. She's pretty neat, right? So this is how it's gonna work. You guys are free to share this on your Facebook page too, so more people can come in. If your kids want to say something, please write their name and their comment. I'll try to respond to as many people as possible, and we'll see kind of how this goes, right? And we'll do the whole thing. All right, I'm gonna put a real Beryllius back in. Here you go, sweetheart. Boom. She's like, no. There you go. Woo! All right, are we ready to get started? Nice. Let's go. All right. So, for all of you guys, so again, you guys are more than welcome to share this on your own Facebook page. And if the kids want to say something, if you could just type their name, I'll try to read the comments as we go and reply to them. And so, we're going to start learning right now. You guys ready? All right. So, for those of you guys that don't know, my name is Jean Wong. I am the K-12 Education Manager for the J. Craig Venter Institute and the CEO and founder of the League of Extraordinary Scientists and Engineers. And what I do is I go from school to school and class to class, and I look for kids that really, really like science. So I bet there's a lot of you guys out there right now, and maybe some of you guys have met me in your libraries or your classrooms or Padres game or something like that, okay? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to think for a moment. What does science mean to you? If you had to describe science in one or two words, how would you describe science? Like, you would say, like, maybe it's cool. What do you think? Type something to me right now and tell me what you think science is. So while you guys are thinking about that and we're getting the comments, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and why I like science so much. You're not going to believe this. Oh, yeah, you will. Check this out. So when I was in about the second grade, I was obsessed with superheroes. No way. Yes way. Believe it or not. Super obsessed with superheroes. So obsessed means I really couldn't think about anything else. Like every time I got any kind of assignment, I made it into a superhero. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a secret. Don't tell anyone, all right? I wasn't really down with Superman too much. Because he was born in, he had a pod. He had everything he needed. He already had his superhero powers. I really like Batman and Poison Ivy and Iron Man because they had to engineer themselves to become super, right? You guys remember, you're thinking about what science means to you, okay? So you're thinking about two words if you had to describe science. You're going to put it in the comments, and then I'm going to say it out, okay? So put your kid's name and what science means to you while I'm doing this. So I was really, really into superheroes. Couldn't think about anything else. This was about in the second grade, right? And then I had a teacher. Her name was Mrs. Murray. I'm pretty old right now, right? But I totally remember my fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Murray, because she was trying to get me to maybe not be so obsessed and think about other things. So she's like, hey, Jean, did you know bugs really and truly have superhero powers? And I was like, what? No way. And she was like, yeah, so they really have superhero powers. And I was like, whoa. So guess what happened? I went from being obsessed about superheroes to being obsessed with bugs. What? Yes. So if you really, really are obsessed with one thing, you might get into science. And we're going to tell you why, if you're obsessed with one thing, getting into science helps you. So some things that science is, right? So science, if is the deep, deep discovery and exploration of everything. Absolutely everything. Even that thing you're thinking right now, you're like, no, it's not that. I'm like, you 100% is that, right? So if you really like space, you could be into astronomy. If you really like the ocean, you can be an oceanographer. If you really like dinosaurs, you could be a paleontologist. If you like viruses, you could be a virologist. If you like bugs like me, you could be an entomologist. There's so many ologists and ists. It would take us a really long time to think about what all of them are. So basically, it's the deep, deep discovery and exploration of everything. So how do we understand more? How do we get to understand more about that? One moment, just right now. Oh, check out this giant mantis. You guys see this guy? Woo! I'm going to turn it off, though. It's making noises. Alright, cool. Alright, can everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Just click, bloop, bloop, like. There you go. Oh, good. Okay. So, if you're really into science, hit like. There you go. So, I got really into it because I was really obsessed first about superheroes and then about bugs. Well, there's something about science that you should know. How do scientists share all that information? So first, the first thing they do is scientists explore, right? How many of you guys have gone out and you've explored and you've looked for all kinds of different things? What's that? Right? And then you discovered, you found something, you're like, whoa, what's that? I 100% should not pick that up, but, right? So you explored and you discovered. And the thing that I really love about scientists is they share their information all over the world. This is some sign language, right? So share your information all over the world. How do they do that? How do they share their information with all kinds of different countries and all kinds of different places about the things that they're obsessed with? Well, how they do that is they classify. Can you guys say classify? Say classify. Good job. All right. So before we get into it, we're going to talk about some superheroes, right? Can any of you guys name anything that a superhero can do? What's a superhero power that you really, really love? Anyone? So you can fly, right? So superheroes, absolutely. So you can fly, right? They're the strong. So they're really, really strong. Laser eyes. I like laser eyes. Laser eyes is a really, really, really good one. Yeah. What else? What else can a superhero do? Oh, they can build all kinds of things. You're right. Right? So they can fly. They're strong. They have laser eyes. They can teleport. Right? Really good engineer. Just saying. I like that a little bit. Right? So think about that. Bugs are kind of like that, right? They're the strongest known animal on our planet per their body size. Per their body size. So let's think about that for just a moment. The strongest known animal per their body size. So that's how many of your own self can you pick up? How many of your own self can you pick up? So how many of you guys help your parents with the groceries? Raise your hand. You help your parents with the groceries? Okay, all of you guys help your parents with the groceries. We all eat them, so we got to bring them in, okay? So it's how many of your own self can you lift up, right? So I'll give you a hint. The strongest known animal on the planet per its body size is an insect. Can anybody guess what insect is the strongest known animal on the planet per its body size? You guys want to make a guess? What do you think? An ant? So an ant, right? An ant. So you can pick up about half of one of you, right? An ant can lift 50 times its own body weight. That's like you walking around carrying 100 of your own self. Now that's pretty superheroish. Absolutely. That is mega superheroish. Absolutely. Any other guesses? So how many people think the ant is the strongest known animal on the planet per its body size? Click like. All right. So, anybody else have a guess? Beetle. Who said beetle? All right. So then, right? So then there's the beetle, right? So a Hercules beetle, right? Rhinoceros beetle. Check that out. Pretty cool, right? So they can lift 800 times their own body weight. That's like you lifting 1,600 of your own self and walking around. That's pretty superheroish, right? That's absolutely superheroish. I love that, right? But hold on just a moment. Feast your eyes on the strongest known animal on the planet per its body weight. Anybody know what this is? This is the mighty, mighty dung beetle. Does anybody know what a dung beetle can do? Right. So a dung beetle can stand on its front legs and roll backwards in accordance with the sun 1,200 times its own body weight. Now hold on just a minute. Many people are going to say, Gene, technically this one is lifting 800. So it's stronger because this one's only standing on its front legs and rolling 1,200. So I get it. The data's there. We have to put in some math, a little bit of trajectory. But look, it's standing on its front leg, rolling backwards in accordance with the sun. Dung! Determination. I'm just saying. 1,200 times. I don't know. I'm giving it the win. All right? Fight me on that in the comments. Let's go. All right? Okay. So, they're the strongest known animals on the planet. I want to know more about them. I want to know more about these bugs than I can know all by myself. So what do? I classify. What is classify? So let's think about that for just a moment, right? How many of you guys have a place that you just put your clothes? Yeah? Right? So your dresser or your closet or something like that, you just put your clothes in it. Yeah? So how many of you guys have just a sock drawer where you just put your socks? Right. Exactly. How about a shirt drawer? Shorts? Pants? Right. That's classified. You're like, oh, wait, I'm talking about your clean clothes. Your dirty clothes can be anywhere. I totally understand. I 100% get it. Your clean clothes, right? So they go in your feet. Whatever goes on your feet goes into your sock drawer, right? And whatever goes here goes into your shirt drawer. These go into your shorts drawer. You're classifying. So that's what we do. So this is what classifying is like. So right here, to be a bug, you have to have no backbone, 6 or more legs, a segmented body, and an exoskeleton. And then you can go into the dresser of arthropod. Can you guys say arthropod? Arthropod. One more time. Arthropod. Arthropod. No backbone, 6 more legs, segmented body, exoskeleton. Whoa, wait a second. What's an exoskeleton? Check this out. This is an exoskeleton. Can you guys see that? So an exoskeleton. Let me get the light down. You guys see that? There you go. Exoskeleton. So the difference between an endoskeleton, which you have, is the skeletons on the inside. But all arthropods, say arthropods, their skeletons are on the outside, right? So every time they grow, they have to build a new exoskeleton. Their bones are on the outside. So if Iron Man built his Iron Man suit when he was like 5, he would definitely have to build another one when he was like 10, right? Because he grew bigger and he has to fit into it. So that's how that is. So we're in the dresser drawer of arthropods. Now, let's go down into one of the dressers. Do you think that all bugs are insects? They're not. Most of them are, but not all of them, right? So almost 90% of all known species on the planet are arthropods. And they're broken up because we classify them so that we can find them. So on here, arthropods, let's see if you guys can see that. See the green drawer? 3 body parts and 6 legs. 3 body parts and 6 legs. 3 body parts and 6 legs. So in the green drawer of the arthropod dresser, we're looking for some insects. So can you guys name some insects? Any insect. A bee. Yes, a bee is an arthropod, right? A beetle? Yep. A mantis. Yeah, a mantis is also an arthropod. Good job. All right, anything else? A fly. A fly is an arthropod. Exactly. A butterfly. Wait a second. So a butterfly is an arthropod, right? Because it does have 3 body parts and 6 legs. 3 body parts and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. So it definitely is an insect. But what about when it's a caterpillar? Okay, so do me this favor. Whenever I say anything that you didn't know before I did this, go like I blew your mind, all right? So what about a caterpillar? So we know that before the butterfly is a butterfly, it's a caterpillar, and then it goes into a chrysalis, like this. See that? Right. So it goes into a chrysalis, and then it does it. So as a caterpillar, is it an insect? Remember, it has to have 3 body parts and 6 legs. 3 body parts and only 6 legs. If it has more than 6 legs, it is not an insect. So believe this or not, caterpillars, all of them, no matter if they're butterfly, moths, beetles, doesn't matter. They all have 6 legs. So all the other legs that you see on a lot of them are actually graspers. They're called prolegs, right? But when you look at it in a microscope or you look at it really closely, or you have a really big caterpillar that you can see, and I don't have one today, the top 6 legs up there are kind of pointed and they help them walk. The other ones, they have hairs that go like that, can grab onto stems. So when you see a caterpillar, you can kind of see it leaning back when it's grabbing onto that stem. So they are definitely insects. That's right, caterpillars are insects. They have 3 body parts and 6 legs, and butterflies are. All right, I'm going to show you guys a really cool insect. Let me get it out. Here we go. So these guys are called fang beetles. Let's see if you can see that. You guys see that? They're super alive right now, but whenever you handle them, they pretend like they're not alive, but they super are. That's why they're called fang beetles. Like, get them to walk around. Hey guys, you gonna walk around? Not really. Not so much. They're like, hey Gene, I'm not trying to feel that. But aren't they cool? Pretty neat, right? So those are some insects because they have 3 body parts and 6 legs. 3 body parts and 6 legs. All right, I'm gonna put them back over here. All right, let's go into our next drawer. You guys ready for this? What if we had no backbone, 6 or more legs, a segmented body, and exoskeleton? So we're an arthropod. Say arthropod. Good job. But we're going to go over here. We're going to go into this one right here that has 2 body parts and 8 legs. 2 body parts and 8 legs. So now we're in the dresser drawer of arachnid. Arachnid, right? So what are some arachnids? Can you guys name a couple of arachnids? Yeah, like a spider. That's exactly right. So like a spider. So a spider has 2 body parts and 8 legs. So you guys want to meet Fluffy? If you guys haven't met Fluffy before. So I'll show you guys Fluffy. Here, Fluffy. Woo. So there's Fluffy. So Fluffy definitely has 8 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back here, Fluffy also has spinnerets. Can you guys see those 2 little things back there? They're like this. See them going like that? So those are spinnerets. And Fluffy also has fangs. So she's a spider, right? She has to have all of those things to be classified as a spider. So she's in the arachnid drawer and subclassified as an arachnid. See that right there? So can Fluffy get caught in her own web? What do you think? Think she can get caught in her own web? No? Yeah, I don't think she could get caught in her. I mean, she could, but she wouldn't, right? And this is why. Anybody know why? Well, because it's sticky on her legs, kind of the fur. Yeah, she's very soft. She's almost like puppy soft. That's how soft she is. But the reason she would not get caught in her own web is she spins 2 kinds of web. One is sticky and one is not. And she remembers exactly where the sticky one is and the sticky one isn't. Even if she built a web that was as big as this room, she would know exactly where to go. right? She would know how to run really fast to stay away from her sticky web, but other things would get stuck in it. How cool is that? That's pretty neat. All right, so she's classified as an arachnid, and then further, because she has spinnerets and fangs, she is a spider. Can you guys see that? See that right there? There you go. So what if she had no backbone, 6 or more legs, a segmented body, and exoskeleton? So she's an arthropod, but she has 2 body parts, 8 legs, so she is an arachnid, and she has spinnerets and fangs, so she's a spider. But what if she didn't have spinnerets or fangs, but rather she had a stinger? Whoa! Oh, guys, I'm going to show you one that has a stinger. You guys ready for this? All right, let's see. There we go. Let's see if you guys can see this. Really good. You guys ready? So that's Rocky. And Rocky is a rock scorpion. Can you guys see that? Is that pretty good? Yeah? Nice. So Rocky is a rock scorpion. Actually, I'm going to take this off to see if you can see it better. Here you go, Rocky. Rocky's pretty cool, so it's good. So see that? Yeah. So Rocky's a rock scorpion. And Rocky does have 8 legs, 2 body parts. So definitely an arachnid, but not a spider because it does not have spinnerets, does not have fangs. But this light right here, it's a UV light, so it shows like the moon, right? So this light right here, this does not glow in the moonlight. Rocky does not glow in the moonlight, but Rocky, or does not glow in the dark, but glows in the moonlight. Exactly that, right? So how does that help Rocky's life cycle to glow in the moonlight? Let's think about that for a moment. So in science, there's a couple different things, right? So there's your best guess. That's a hypothesis, right? We start there with your best guess, your hypothesis. And then we go on and we collect data. So I'm going to give you some data. Say data. Good job. So data. So Rocky is nocturnal. So he eats at night. And Rocky is also a carnivore. So Rocky eats meat, right? So like bugs, other bugs, right? So he does not glow in the dark, but he glows in the moonlight. So we're going to take our hypothesis from the first part, and then we're going to put that data with it. How does it help Rocky's life cycle to glow in the moonlight? So here's some guesses, right, that we started out. So some scientists believe that Rocky, right, it sends a signal to his brain to say, hey, if the moon can see you, an owl can see you. You should go hide, right? That's a pretty good thing, given all the data that they have, that it comes out at night, it's nocturnal, so it comes out when the moon is, and it protects it. That would really help its life cycle, so that totally makes sense. There's also the pizza delivery theory. So have you ever gotten pizza delivered to your house, right? You're like, oh, I want double cheese, some pepperonis, a couple anchovies. No anchovies? All right. And then you could just be in your pajamas and go out and grab your pizza. Have you ever seen those bugs, those arthropods? Say arthropods. You ever seen those bugs that were really, really attracted to the light, like moths and stuff, and they go up there? What if Rocky turned into a beautiful, beautiful light and said, hey, you guys should 100% be attracted to me. You should. And they all go, oh my gosh, you're such a beautiful light. I'm super attracted to you. And they go up to Rocky, and Rocky goes, swoop, pizza delivered. How cool would that be? Totally makes sense, right? That's right. So those are scientific theories, though, because we have a hypothesis, our best guess, with some data. So now it's a scientific theory, but it's not a fact yet until everybody agrees. Does that make sense? All right, let's get Rocky back. Here you go, Rocky. All right. Okay, we're almost there, guys. So what if we had no backbone, 6 or more legs, a segmented body, and an exoskeleton? Arthropod, say arthropod, all right? And then we go over here, 2 body parts, 8 legs, definitely arachnid, no spinnerets, no fangs, so it's not a spider, and it doesn't have a stinger. what if it doesn't have a stinger? Then it's not technically a scorpion. So now I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite bugs, who is sub-classified. Do you say sub-classified? Good job. So this is Vinny. And Vinny is a vinegaroon. See that? So Vinny clearly has 8 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The front 2 have turned into sensory organs. So see how it's sensing? He's sensing the world around me. And Vinny has claws up front. And then he has this right here that spits out kind of like a vinegar type of substance out. Right out. Yeah, right. That part. Yeah. So that's what Vinny does, right? But he wouldn't sting you, and actually he's really nice. I really like Vinny because inside his mouth he has little claws too. How cool is that? So he's definitely classified, say classified, as an arachnid for sure. He's definitely an arachnid. But he's not a spider because he doesn't have spinnerets and he doesn't have fang. He's not classified technically as a scorpion because he doesn't have a stinger. But he's subclassified as a vinegaroon, right? So vinegaroon, he's a vinegaroon. How cool is that? All right, let's put him back. All right. I don't know if my guy Julian's here, but he really, oh, you guys want to check this out? Look at some of these things. So here's some more whip scorpions. Different kinds of whip scorpions that we have. How cool is that? So these are some of the sub-classified whip scorpions in there. Just to let you guys know, we're using the portal. Nobody's videotaping this, so if you're getting dizzy, it's because the portal's moving around. Right. So I don't know if my guy is here, but I know that he wanted to see this. So this and this. So this is a giant millipede. Right, it's not alive, obviously, but it's pretty big. I don't know if you can see it in there. That's a pretty big millipede. So most millipedes these days, or that are here, what we could see, look way smaller. They're like that. So these are classified as myriapods. So no backbone, 6 or more legs, a segmented body, an exoskeleton. It's definitely an arthropod. Say arthropod. Good job. But over there, it has 10 or more legs. Anything that has 10 or more legs with all of that other stuff is a myriapod, like a centipede or a millipede, right? So those are classified as a millipede. Check that out. How cool is that? Pretty neat. It's just a little millipede. We have a big one. That's a shout out to my Julian. That's what's up. I love this little guy. So that is how we classify. So also in the arthropod world are also some crustaceans like crabs, like lobsters, those types of things. So they're basically the bugs of the ocean. So if you really have an aversion to, like, say, roaches or something, I mean, it's kind of the shrimp of land a little bit. Yeah. All right, guys. So if you guys have any questions for me, I'll look for some questions. We'll answer you guys back. And we'll post on here some pictures or anything that you guys want to see. We'll give you guys a shout out. Send us anything. What we want you guys to do is we want all of you kids, we want you guys to go out. We want you to explore. We want you to discover. And number one of all, hold your hand up like this and hold it like that. We want you to share your information all over the world with everybody else that's obsessed about the things that you are, so we can learn so much more about them. Does that sound cool? So that you could classify them. All right, everybody. That's about the end of our class. That's about 30 minutes. Good job. Thank you guys so much all for coming. We'll do a little bit more sciencing. So stay curious and keep on sciencing.